Does not bode well for Vontaze Burfict's appeal hearing on Tuesday. According to Ian Rappaport, the Raiders linebacker suspended for the season because of a helmet-to-helmet hit against the Colts was informed by the NFL in a letter this week that they found another helmet-to-helmet hit from that same game, and they are including that in his already mounting situation. He will not be with the Raiders in London as they take on the Bears on Sunday at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which will host its first ever NFL game, 5 days after it hosted a Champions League match on Tuesday. Since then, they've been transforming the field from soccer to football, as you see here in this time-lapse video. Only thing left to do now is paint the end zones tomorrow, and then, of course, play the game on Sunday, a game the Bears practiced for today for the first time this week in London. Raiders came in earlier this week. Bears arrived just yesterday. And for more on them, here's Stacey Dales.
The Bears actually amidst practice here at Allianz Park in London as we speak. And the big storyline all week, their edge rusher Khalil Mack facing his former team, the Raiders, since they traded him back on September 1st of 2018. Both teams have tried to downplay the conversation this week, saying it's been a win-win. Raiders quarterback Derek Carr saying any team that gets Khalil Mack, they're winning. But listen, any team that gets rookie running back Josh Jacobs, like we did, they are winning. Matt Nagy, head coach of the Bears, he also said it's been a win-win, noting that the Raiders, well, they got more draft picks and they are developing some good young players. But he also noted this of Khalil Mack. He has been nothing short of special since he arrived in Chicago. A game wrecker, a model player. He is the quintessential playmaker. And, yep, he's made us a better football team. We'll see how that plays out on Sunday when, by the way, Chase Daniel will make just the 5th start of his career in place of the injured Mitch Trubisky.
Bears defense, one of the best in the league so far. A tough matchup for an Oakland squad that has struggled at times to move the ball. They are coming off their best offensive game of the season, though. A strong outing for Josh Jacobs. How do they use him, TD, to attack this Bears defense?
Well, thank you, Lindsay. I'm going to show you how the Raiders and Josh Jacobs can take advantage of this Bears defense with the stretch zone run here. We're going to start off and we're going to highlight the man himself. That is Khalil Mack. That is their best defender. Now, the Broncos, what they want to do is win this area. That is the C gap. You want to keep running down that C gap until the Bears stop that run, and they do a really good job of it right here. You see Philip Lindsay. We're going to show this. This is an 18 stretch, and watch what happens here. Philip comes down the hill, and they're the C gap. Broncos won it. That's 9 yards. That is a beautiful run. So now the Broncos have won the C gap. The Bears have to respect that. So what happens is, let's show again, Khalil Mack, that's our main guy. He is going to have to protect that C gap. But really what happens is you have Roquan Smith, you have Danny Trevathan, the linebackers, and what happens is when they have to pursue, because now they're concerned about the C gap, they have to move to go protect that C gap. And watch what happens here. Royce Freeman comes downhill. He's going to bounce that right back inside, and that's really what you want. You want that stretch play to be able to go outside and then ultimately come back inside. And let me show you what it looks like. And that is a nice run, 6-yard pickup by Royce Freeman. If the Raiders can do that, stay committed to the run, Josh Jacobs and the Raiders will have a lot of success against the Chicago Bears.
Bucs and Saints playing for first place in the NFC South on Sunday. And let's just take a beat to take that in. We're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and a Drew Brees-less New Orleans Saints squad, which has not only won 2 straight games, but has done so against teams that are a combined 7-0 against everyone else. How are they doing it? Steve Wyche is with the team.
Saints quarterback Teddy Bridgewater will try to win his 3rd straight start since taking over for Drew Brees, who is out with thumb surgery. Now, players I spoke with said the transition to Bridgewater hasn't been perfect, but it's gone pretty smooth. The failure to score a touchdown against the Cowboys and a lack of explosive plays, those are areas that need to improve, and the players I spoke with said that they will. Left tackle Teron Armstead said that Bridgewater's unflappable personality, knowing that he's guiding a Super Bowl caliber team, are things that have instilled confidence. I also sat down with Bridgewater for a piece that's going to air on game day morning, and I'll leave you with this. Bridgewater isn't the only Saints player who knows people are watching to see what the Saints are going to do with Brees out.
Other quarterback in this one, a little more boom or bust. We saw the bust in week 1. We saw the boom last week. Jameis Winston with 385 yards passing and 4 touchdowns against the Rams. He's been one of the best in the league since week 2. Can we count on that to continue this week against the Saints, Mo?
Well, Lindsay, I wish I had the whole little telestrator so I could have been like TD, but that doesn't happen. I'm up here at the landing. So let me tell you, yes, it will happen, and it will continue because Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich have done a masterful job of protecting Jameis Winston. Now, when I say protect him, the play-action passes allowed him to have a clean pocket, and he gets simple reads. He has a receiver running a read route here. That's Godwin. He's going to check to see if there's a safety or not. If there is no safety, look at this read route here. You get a chance to throw the bomb. And if you notice, Jameis Winston is throwing the ball off his back foot. He gets to his 5 or 7 step drop, and the ball is coming out. There's not a lot of time to think or read. I believe that Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich will continue to do these type of things because you know what? Jameis Winston is worth all the money they're going to have to pay him at the end of the year. Them Bucks are going to be tough.
Coming up tonight on NFL 100 Roundtable, some of the greatest defensive linemen to ever play the game. They're coming together to celebrate the NFL's 100th season, and we are all invited to listen in. Here's a preview.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah. Who's your favorite quarterback to sack? Who's the favorite quarterback? We got to get that out there. Who's your favorite quarterback to sack?
We had this discussion before you guys started filming. And none of us at this table like quarterbacks.
None.
None. Not even our own quarterback on our own team. I love Jim Kelly, but I don't like quarterbacks. It's just as simple as that.
I will tell you this. Eli, I love Eli Manning. Yeah. Can't say that I really was in love with the other quarterbacks we had. They were nice guys, cool, but I never liked the quarterback on another team.
Right.
And some of them we're friends now. We're cool,
well, now,
but
yeah, Howie, we hit them.
We didn't communicate with them. We didn't socialize. There wasn't any social media.
No.
We're doing off-season vacations together. We're gonna get a boat.
Yeah, you know what? No, that was crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I can't do that.
No, that's the old man stories now. I mean,
yes, get off the lawn.
There was no cell phones then. There was no computers or internet.
We had to walk uphill to get to school, uphill to get home.
No communication.
But I will be honest. I was not one. I couldn't do that where I'm gonna, be vacationing with dudes, helping you all. It always bothered me, even when I see him help him off the ground. I'm like, let him use his own energy to get up. That makes him more tired.
He said old man stories. Only Jason Taylor could get away with that. NFL 100 Roundtables presented by Sprint coming up tonight, 10 Eastern, only on NFL Network. Kyle Allen and Gardner Minshew are 2 names we never expected to hear this season this often. After the break, whose supporting cast makes him more likely to get a dub in Week 5? And don't let Calais Campbell's concern for Leonard Fournette's hydration sway your vote.
I need some water for 27, you good? Hey, got it right.
Well, the bar's been set for Week 5, and it has been set high. A crazy game last night in Seattle that we're going to revisit with Aaron Donald coming up, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, our guest today on NFL Total Access. Before we get to that, though, a few things you need to know about the games ahead this weekend, like the fact that we will not see Saquon Barkley. It was looking there for a minute like we might, the way he was moving at practice this week, but the Giants ruled him out today. Apparently 2 weeks too short a turnaround from an ankle sprain, even for the automaton that is Saquon. Also unable to go, Sam Darnold for the Jets. According to lab results, his spleen is still enlarged. That makes it very dangerous for him to play, so he has not yet been cleared to return from mono, and Luke Falk will get the start again against the Eagles. Jalen Ramsey, another no-go this week. The Jaguars corner, who requested a trade a couple weeks ago, ruled out for Sunday's game in Carolina because of a back injury. According to Doug Marrone, he is likely to see a specialist soon. As for the Packers-Cowboys game, look at all the notable injuries here. Devontae Adams is out for Green Bay. Brian Bulaga is questionable. Kevin King is doubtful. That's the Packers. As for the Cowboys, Michael Gallup is questionable. Lyle Collins is questionable. And Tyron Smith is out. So I got a lot of questions about this game. Arguably the game of the week, the only game left that features 2 3-win teams. Maurice Jones-Drew, Terrell Davis, those are some pretty big injuries there. Tyron Smith, arguably the best left tackle in the league. How does his absence change this game?
Well, for me, it's going to be tough because you're talking about Dak Prescott being able to be comfortable back there on drop-back passes. You don't have your left tackle there, so you're going to have a new guy. And then also, obviously, in the running game. And so you're going to have to run primarily to the right now. You're not going to be able to have to run left. And let me show you a little tape
Please
I
do.
always like this. So
Let me
look,
see this tape.
this is called a gap scheme, TD. Let me educate you. I know you're in the
Oh,
Hall
here
of
we
Fame,
go.
but let me educate you. A gap scheme is where you're going to pull a lineman or someone across. You're going to kind of cut the defense in half down the round. This is where the Eagles had a ton of success. Here, they're